Hey guys, welcome back to another video here on Toned In Entertainment, where we love pop culture. Today, it's time for another comic book review. Now recently, I've received some comments asking me if I checked out the latest Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles comic book series, and truthfully, I hadn't. I figured with it already being past issue 100, what was the purpose of even jumping in now? But sometimes, yes, I have to admit it, I have to get rid of my stubbornness. So the other week, when I was at the comic book store, I picked up issues number 111 and 112, and I really did enjoy them. And you know what, guys? There's a saying, it's better late than never, which leads me to today's comic book review of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles issue 113. The issue kicks off in the future with Lita on a stealth mission to use the sands of time as her objective to go back to the past, as the timeline she's in, well, it's a complete mess. Now, before Lita can pull the trigger on the Time Scepter, Renet catches her in the act and tells her that she needs to stop, that her skills aren't going to be enough as she's still just an apprentice. Now, Lita does realize that, but she's insistent that she must go back to the past in order to fix her family, and then makes her way through the time travel portal. Now, back here in issue number 111, it seems that Karari must have seen the second Ninja Turtles movie, as she now has Toka and Razor in her squad. And much like in the movie how the mutants looked at Shredder as their mama, they do the same to Karari. Now, while being transported in a helicopter, Toka and Razor throw a huge temper tantrum, which will cause the helicopter that also has Bludgeon and is being piloted by Koya to spiral out of control and crash on to the streets, which will lead Toka and Razor on a rescue mission for their mama, who we see is in desperate need of medical attention. Currently inside the dojo, there's some conversation with Jenny and Sheena, and Sheena's going to ask Jenny why she has seemed to give up making music. Jenny will then give a few excuses, and either that she doesn't have time or she doesn't believe she's good enough to make something out of it. Now, this conversation between Jenny and Sheena is definitely going to have some more importance at the end of this issue, but until then, Jenny is just focused on helping Sheena with her training. But during some palm strike practice, Sheena's wig falls off, which is the one element that's helped her keep some form of humanity since her mutation. Now, as Jenny consoles her, things, well, they're gonna get awkward, at least for Jenny, as Sheena shows some unexpected affection, which looks like it could lead to a ripple between the two. Now, while all the turtles have been focused on their training, there is one turtle that is missing, and that's Michelangelo, who is currently doing his podcast with Mona Lisa. And the focus of their conversation is how there needs to be an election for Mutant Town office, because Hob and the Mutanimals have way too much power that they have created for themselves. So that at least if they have an election, and even if Hob was to win, at least they could hold him accountable. Now, eventually Mikey will make it to the dojo, but dealing with Mikey's tardiness will be the least of their concern, as Lita from the future has made it to them. Now, there's a theory when it comes to time travel that if you came to the future and you're in the present, you shouldn't tell those in the present too much about the future, but apparently Lita never got the memo. Right off the bat, she tells them they need to go save Karari. She calls Donatello Dad, much to his surprise. Then she says that she's come to make sure that Jenny follows through with starting her band, because much like Bill and Ted, her music will bring peace to the world. Lita also tells Jenny that she named her after Lita Ford, so I'm led to believe that Jenny and Donatello could be her parents. Now, how did everything just go to the crapper? Well, Lita's gonna break it down that by the year 2032, all of New York City is mutants, Mutant City, and that the Splinter Clan and the Foot fight over it. Jenny will give up her dream of starting a metal band because, like, there's just too much at stake. And since they all decided to focus on war, that's how Karari is killed. As for the turtles, Raphael, he goes solo as a mercenary ninja for hire, a bounty hunter. Donatello gets turned into a war cyborg. Michelangelo is disgusted with all of this and leaves the Mutant City, where he becomes famous as a journalist. Leonardo disappears and no one ever sees him again. And as for Lita, well, she's left all alone. Now, the question still remains, why is it that Jenny's band will save all of humanity and mutant kind alike? That's the event she traced everything back to. Michelangelo asks her if it's because they all forgot how to have fun. The next step is to go check on the status of Karari. Now, they do find her and they bring her back to the Splinter Dojo to recover. where Lita will have yet another slip of the tongue as she calls Koya Auntie. And that's when Leo finally tells Lita, maybe it's time to stop revealing things about the future. But that's not gonna last long, as Lita goes on to tell Jenny that the main reason why she's here is to stop her from killing Karari. And that will outrage Jenny, as she feels like she's being accused of something she hasn't even done, as Jenny does believe she's not that person anymore. But as Jenny walks away, Raphael listens on from down the hall as Lita says, you are that person, it's still in you. Now on a scale of 1 to 10, I'm gonna give Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles issue 113 a 9 out of 10. The story and art is done by Sophie Campbell, and even though this issue is only 20 pages, not only does she pack in a lot for a series regular, but it all makes even enough sense for relative newcomers to dive in and feel like they are all part of the same party. Now thank you to all those who commented and suggested that I check out the latest Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles comic book series. In the 3 issues that I've read, it's been a lot of fun, and I will be reviewing issue number 114 when it releases on February 10th. Here on Toned In Entertainment. So guys, if you like comic book reviews like this, make sure you subscribe here to Toned In Entertainment for future videos.
Subscribe to the channel. Do it. Go now. Do it now.